before humans drew breath, before dinosaurs thundered across the earth, even before the smallest insect twitched a leg. There was silence, a silence that stretched for eons. Earth, newly born, was a restless titan, still forming, still burning, still finding its place in a chaotic universe. There were no forests, no oceans as we know them, no sky to shelter the land. And yet, in that silence, something was waiting to begin. We begin not with life, but with fire. The Earth, just a newborn among planets, spun violently through space. Its surface, a molten sea of lava and flame. The moon, freshly torn from the Earth by a cataclysmic impact, hung close in the sky like a bruised sentinel. Meteors rained from the heavens, bringing with them both destruction and ingredients. This was the late heavy bombardment, a period of unimaginable violence. Yet, from this destruction came the seeds of creation. Water vapor condensed into rain. For centuries it fell, cooling the crust, forming the first oceans. These ancient seas became Earth's womb, warm, chaotic, and rich with chemical potential. Amid the crashing waves and lightning-charged skies, Earth became a planet of possibility. Within its oceans, a chemical soup churned, full of carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, elements born in the hearts of dying stars. But they were only parts. The question was, how would they come together? In the darkness above, comets and meteors carried precious cargo, amino acids, complex carbon chains, and the dust of dead suns. The universe itself was contributing to Earth's transformation, and the planet listened. On impact, these space travelers spilled their contents into the seas, adding to the growing mix. Deep beneath the waves, at hydrothermal vents where magma met ocean, minerals, gases, and heat collided in a cauldron of chemistry. These vents became crucibles of change, where lifeless matter began a slow, uncertain climb toward life. Here, amid darkness and heat, molecules began to link, not yet alive, but capable of building. Fatty acids formed spheres, primitive membranes. Inside them, simple chains of molecules began to replicate. Not perfectly, not quickly, but replication nonetheless. A crucial threshold had been crossed. Somewhere in a shallow pool or deep-sea vent, an extraordinary event occurred. A strand of RNA, ribonucleic acid, formed. Unlike other molecules, this one could copy itself. It wasn't alive, but it wasn't entirely dead. It was something new, something that could evolve. RNA was the spark. It could carry information. It could mutate. It could pass those mutations down. Wrapped in lipid membranes protected from the chaos around it, it became a protocell, the earliest version of what we now call life. This wasn't a single moment, but a slow crescendo. Millions of tiny attempts, most failed, but one survived. And in surviving, it began the lineage that would become all living things. Fast forward a few 100 million years. Life now thrives in microscopic communities. And somewhere in the depths, a creature emerges, invisible to the naked eye, but colossal in significance. We call it LUCA, the last universal common ancestor. LUCA wasn't the first life, but it is the closest relative we all share. Every bacterium, every oak tree, every dog, every human, LUCA is our great ancestor. It lived in deep-sea hydrothermal vents, feeding on hydrogen, surrounded by iron and sulfur. LUCA had a genetic code. It had ribosomes. It could reproduce, evolve, and pass traits to its children. It wasn't complex. It didn't have a nucleus. But it was enough. Enough to become the root of the grand evolutionary tree that would eventually touch the sky. And from LUCA's descendants, life spread. Some adapted to sunlight, inventing photosynthesis. Others learned to consume oxygen. Over time, cells merged, swapped genes, evolved complexity. And once a silent rock, became a living planet. The story of the first living thing is not ancient history. It's a mirror, a whisper, a memory coded into your DNA. You are a mosaic of billions of years of trial and error. Your cells carry the machinery first, built in the darkness of hydrothermal vents. Your genes are stitched with the scars of ancient viruses. Your body is a living fossil. Life did not erupt into the world fully formed. It assembled itself, molecule by molecule, mistake by mistake, until one day something lived, something made a copy, something endured. And in enduring, it gave rise to every beating heart, every fluttering wing, every whisper of consciousness. From the first living thing came everything. The next time you look in a mirror, remember, you are not separate from the history of life. You are its latest chapter. The journey that began in a boiling ocean still flows in your veins. The spark that first danced in ancient molecules still fuels your thoughts, your breath, your curiosity. And if this story moved you, if it awakened something ancient within you, subscribe to this channel. Join us on the next journey. There is so much more to discover, so much more to remember.